Please confirm if my screen is visible. Are we good to go? Okay, guys. Okay, Sudhir. So let us do a quick recap about yesterday's class. Yesterday, what we were discussing about the byte data type, right? Java second batch. That is it. Class number 33, I think. 32. We have just started understanding about the data types in Java. So data types, there are two types of data in Java. One is primitive, second one is non-primitive. So and again under primitive, you have Boolean and numeric. Okay. So if you take numeric, again under numeric, there is a character data type, and when there is a character and there is a integral type. Under character, you have char data type. Under integral is again subcategorized into two types: integer and floating point. So we are just discussing about the four data types that are under integer type. We have byte, we have short, we have int, and we have long. So yesterday we have understood about the byte data type. So always remember, when you talk about any data type, always ensure to make these 4 points. What are the 4 points? Firstly, talk about its range. Then you can say whether it is a signed data type or unsigned data type. If it is signed, it should be able to represent numbers from negative to positive numbers as well as positive number, and also the default value. So what is the actual default value? The fourth one is the size of the type in the range of bits. These things you need to understand, right? These 4 points are really important. It is applicable for all the data types. After this, we have seen some problems, we have seen some assignation, right? And we have understood something about the a data type which has only 3 bits, right? So we know now, we are experts in what is MSB, and we know how to calculate the magnitude, how to represent a negative number, how to represent a positive number, things like that. The same things we will apply for short also. Let me go back and show you that. So byte is completed. Okay, let's start understanding about the short data type. Okay, short data type. Short data type. Okay, for the short data type, the first point is range. Talk about the range. What is the range? You can assign values. Ranging from. If you really want to calculate the range, I have given you already one. You can calculate it by using the formula. What is the formula? 2 to the power of minus 2 to the power of n minus 1. N minus 1 2 plus 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 1. Okay, you get the least negative value, you get the highest positive value. So this is the formula to calculate. So if you do not want to use the formula, you can also use the concept of bit manipulation. What is the concept of bit manipulation? Now tell me, what is the size of short data type in bits? Can someone tell me what is the size of short data type?
16 bits.
Yeah, 16 bits, right? So really, if you want to talk about the range, okay, just consider the 16 bits. This is the size, isn't it? So this is the size, right? Very simple. 16 bits. This is representing short data type. Okay, you need to represent both negative numbers as well as positive numbers. So I am dividing this into 2 parts. Okay, one is going to represent the negative number. Second one is going to represent the positive number. Let me divide this into 2 parts. Okay, part 1 and part 2. Okay, I want to find the least negative number that it is going to hold, and I want to find the maximum positive number that it is going to hold. So if you have any data type that is going to represent both negative number as well as positive number, always ensure that you are considering the MSB concept. What is it? MSB, the most significant bit. So leftmost bit is called as MSB. The leftmost bit is called as MSB. So just for our understanding, I'm keeping it like this. Usually 18 bits, 16 bits are going to be like this, right? 16 bits are going to be like this, right? And for the least, for the least negative number, if you want to represent a negative number in the short data type or in any data type, the MSB has to be 1. Isn't it? The MSB has to be what? The MSB has to be 1. If you want to represent the positive number, the MSB has to be 0. Right? Yes or no? This is what it is. Let me take it. You will have to do only one thing. Okay. Place zeros in each and every bit after the MSB when you want to find the least negative number. Okay. Place ones in each and every bit after MSB when you want to find the maximum positive number. Right? Totally there are how many bits? There are 16 bits. So you raise the significance from 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, like that. It will be like 2 to the power of 15. Okay, find what is 2 to the power of 15 and place a negative sign. Okay, if in this case, again you will do 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 4, like that till 2 to the power of 14. Okay, you need to calculate all this from 2 to the power of 14 plus 2 to the power of 13 plus 2 to the power of 12, like that till 2 to the power of 0. You will get one value. Okay, this is going to be the least negative value, which is going to be the highest positive value. After performing these calculations, you're going to get values like 32,000, okay, minus 32,768. It is the least number that you can store in the short data type, and you have something like over here, that's 2,767. This is the highest positive number that you can store. So this is the range. Either you can use the bit manipulation concept to find the range, or else you can use the formula which I have said, 2 to the power of n minus, 2 to the power of n minus 1 to 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 1. Both are same. What this n is what? This n is representing number of bits. What is the number of bits? Short as 16 bits. So 2 to the power of n minus 1. N minus 1 is going to be what? 16 minus 1, 15. To 2 to the power of what? 15 minus 1. Both are going to give the same answer. Is that making sense? So if you want to memorize, you can memorize. But if someone is asking you how to find this internally, you can tell them that there are two ways. One is by using the bit manipulation. Second one is by using this formula. This is the formula. Okay. So you can assign values ranging from, let me write it here, minus 32,768 to 32,767. Positive 32,767. And this is the typical formula to calculate the range. Either you can use this formula, or you can do what? You can directly use the bit manipulations. The second thing is what? The default value. So when you have forgotten, when the end user has forgotten to assign any value, okay, what is the default value that the Java is going to use? 0. Okay, even the default value for the short data type is also 0. Value for the short data type is 0. Okay, it should be like 0. Okay, and what is the third point? It is a signed data type, because this data type is used to represent both negative numbers as well as positive numbers. That's why it is a signed data type. Okay. What is the fourth point? Okay, the size of the data type is how many bytes? 2 bytes. The size of the data type is 2 bytes, which is what? Which is collection of 16 bits. That's it. This explanation is more than enough. This explanation is more than enough to give the, you can give this explanation in the interview room. This is more than enough. Let us try to solve some problems on top of the by data type, and you need to answer me. Okay, so let me take something like I am visiting a hotel So there are some price tags for some items. If I take dosa, the price tag is something like 100 rupees. If I take idli, the price tag is something like 50 rupees. Okay, and I also see that. Okay, I also see that special dosa. Yes, dosa means special dosa. Again, for the special dosa, the price tag is 100, and for special idli, the price tag is 50. But if you look at this program, this is the program designed by the developer. And if you see the values, the 100 is a value that is assigned to by data type here, and 50 is the value that is assigned to the by data type. And again, the same and the value 100. The value 100 is being assigned to short. The value 50 is being assigned to short data type. The variable names are different. Forget about the variables. Okay, so what difference does it makes internally when the values are assigned by choosing two different data types, byte and short? Okay, so when you get a question like this, your answer should be very straightforward. What is that? If 100 is a small value and it fits the range of byte data type. 50 is a very small value. It also fits the range of byte data type. Right? Even for special dosa and special idli, you can choose byte only. What happens if you choose short? There will be a memory wastage. How the memory wastage will happen? Okay, so this memory wastage is completely negligible. So you don't think that it's going to waste a huge amount of memory. The memory wastage will be in the form of small bytes, small bits. Okay, but it will be having a maximum significance when it is recurring for each and every instances, when it is recurring very often. In this program, it is negligible, but if things like this are getting recurring every time in each and every other source file, it is going to consume a lot of memory. Okay, so what is happening behind the scenes? Let us understand that. Okay, this is our code, right? Let us say that main thread will get access to the main method, and it has to execute all the instructions that is inside the main method. There are only 4 instructions, isn't it? Okay, first one is, you have a byte data type. Value 100 has to get assigned to what? Assigned to the variable dosa, which is byte data type. Also spelling is wrong, no issues. Okay. What is the equivalent binary number for value 100? We do that. Okay. So 100 is a positive number. So the most significant bit has to be 0. After the calculation, the equivalent binary number is going to be 1100100. Yes. Likewise, what is the equivalent binary number for 50? The next instruction. It is second instruction. Isn't it? First instruction is done, and the second instruction we have 50. What is the equivalent binary number for the value? Value 50. Anyone help me? Anyone? Okay, so let me do it. 50. It's a positive number, so you make it 0. Okay, you keep dividing this 50. Keep dividing it by 2. You get 25. Okay, balance is 0. 24.
110.
1101.
11010.
Say it from the reverse order.
0 1.
Okay.
0 1 1.
Okay. So this is the binary equivalent for the number 50. Okay, and this is referring to dosa. Spelling mistake. I have taken it as dose. That is referring to idli.
Okay. Sorry. 110010.
1100. 1 minute. Tell me once again from reverse order.
01
01
00 11.
Okay, so this is the equivalent binary number for the 50, for the decimal number 50. So this is what dosa is referring to, this binary number, and idli is referring to this binary number. Okay, now again what you are doing, okay, after the in the third line you are taking a variable name as s dosa, and again you are assigning value 100 to s dosa, which is of short data type this time. Short means even you can choose byte, but you prefer to choose short, no issues. But what will happen behind the scenes? Short is the collection of what? Collection of 16 bits. Okay, 16 bits of memory will be created, and the same value will be stored in the short data type. Okay, since 100 is what? Since 100 is representing the positive number, the most significant bit is going to be 0, and the equivalent binary number for the decimal number 100 is going to be what? 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 0, and remaining things will be 0 only. Okay, when you can store a value that is capable enough to get stored, to get assigned to the byte data type, but you prefer to choose the short data type, there will be no issues, the memory wastage will be negligible. But if you keep doing this very often, you can see a significant amount of memory issues. Both are going to hold the same number, no issues. It is just like, for example, if you are visiting a hotel, okay, you are ordering a cup of tea. Okay, so they give you the tea, right? You get the tea in the cup, in a small glass cup or in a paper cup, whatever it is. Okay, that is completely accepted. What if you are receiving the tea in a big tumbler, or else in a big bowl? In big bowl, they are giving you the same cup of tea. Do you think it is accepted? Okay, the quantity of tea is completely fit, or completely can be carried in a small cup of tea, but they can also give the same quantity in a big bowl. You can handle that. But what happens because of this, because of the thermal mechanism, the heat will be lost, right? You won't be much comfortable in sipping this tea will be very hectic task. But still, this bowl is capable enough to carry the same 100 ml quantity of tea. This is also just like this. If you have a value 100, it's a developer's duty to ensure that this 100 value will be fitted in the byte data type. So I can go for byte data type. Why I should go for short data type? You should make that decision making. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? And secondly, same thing will happen for this number also. The same thing is going to happen for the 50, the value 50. Right? You are talking about 50. Again, for the 50, 16 bits of memory will be created. Okay, you will just assign what? You will just assign the value 50. That value 50 can also be assigned to this byte data type, but you prefer to assign it to the short data type. No issues, you can assign that, but there will be some memory wastages. Right? So what is the 50? 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 0, and remaining all bits will be 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. Still this is valid. No one is going to say it is not valid. Still it is valid. But if you look at the size, okay, the byte data types actually qualified enough, perfect enough to handle these two values. Even short is perfect enough to handle these two values. But if you look at this first 8 set of bits, okay, first 8 set of registry, okay, there is a memory waste. So there is a memory waste. Okay, so this is what the memory wastage is. So you as a developer, you should be in a good enough to decide which is the right data type that you can choose. Okay, let us do some more problems. When you understand byte, understanding the remaining data types are going to be very easy. Okay, now you tell me the answer for this. Okay, now I am saying byte dosa equal to 100. Okay, now next thing is short price of special dosa equal to, let me change this to dosa, not dosa. Okay. System dot out dot println. Okay. System dot out dot println. So you want to print the variable dosa in the console, and you also want to print. Okay, let us say that you are visiting a hotel. In the hotel, some items will come on the same prices. If you take dosa would also be 100. And if you take something like, instead of dosa, let us say that you are taking something like fruit juice. Okay, the price of the fruit juice is going to be same as the price of dosa. Okay, now I want to print dosa and F juice. F juice is for fruit juice. What would be the answer? Okay, always remember to think about the variable. Check for three things. Okay, value is assigned to a right identifier. Okay, this identifier is of by data type. Okay, a declaration is perfect. Okay, again here is what? Dosa is what? Dosa is an identifier. Again, inside this identifier there is a value. I can say that this dosa is also a value. It is assigned to another identifier. That is of what type? Short data type. Now what I am doing it here, I am just trying to access the variable or identifier dosa here, and I am trying to access the variable identifier F juice here. What would be the answer now? Tell me.
100.
So a dot Java. Okay, let me do that. Java C space a dot Java. 1 minute. I think I am not on the right path. Java C space a dot. Okay. File save as a dot Java has to be saved inside where? Inside Java 2 folder. Okay. Java C space a dot. Java C space a dot Java. Java space a. Java space 100. So in this case you have no issues, because if you find that the two items are with similar prices, if dosa is also 100, and if you take fruit juice, that is also 100, instead of using the variable over and over again, you can just do things like this. And also, if you are sure that if the price of the dosa is increased to 110, okay, and the fruit juice will also get increased to 110, if it has direct dependencies, what I'm trying to say, if it has direct dependencies, instead of assigning the separate values like 110, if you already know, okay, if I increase the price of dosa to 200, okay, it has a direct dependency on fruit juice also. The fruit juice must also be what? 200. That is the case. Okay, you can directly assign the variable that was assigned to different data type, because byte is shorter. Byte storage capacity is very small than short. So you can do this. Now you tell me what is the answer. Now you tell me what is the answer. Okay, do the opposite. Any idea? Now let's see who is going to creating any confusion, if you are able to give the right answer. Tell me what would be the answer now. Want me to tell or you can tell?
100 only.
See, now what is happening? Good. Now see, we are getting an error. What a error says? Incompatible types. Look at this error. Possible lossy conversion from short to byte. What is happening here? Okay, this 100 is assigned to short data type. Okay, let me take the paint screen to explain this. Okay, this may look simple, but very, very tricky problems. Okay, so this is the code. Isn't it? Now focus here. Okay, main thread will come into the picture and all the instruction is to get executed. 100, the value 100 is getting assigned to what data type? Short data type. Short is a bigger data type. A short is what? Combination of 16 bits. Combination of 16 bits. Okay, and you are assigning the value. Okay, instead of taking the bits, just imagine this like this. Okay, the value 100 is getting assigned to short data type. That is a value that is getting assigned to a variable name, which is what? Is what? Fruit juice. Yeah, juice. Okay, but this combination is what? This is of what type? This is of short data type. Short. Bigger data type. It is a bigger data type, right? And what you are doing, you are taking another variable dosa. You are trying to assign what? You are trying to assign the same 100, same value 100. Okay. Of what type? Of short data type. Same value 100 is being assigned to what? Being assigned to the variable dosa. Being assigned to variable dosa. Okay. But make sure that it has to be same as short data type. Here you are just decreasing the data type. From short to you are decreasing it to byte. Data type is being decreased from short to byte. You are saying first, okay, in this place you are saying that this 100 is meant for short data type. After doing some manipulation, you are saying that you are using the same value for the byte data type. This fruit juice is being used for the byte data type. Okay, this fruit juice is value is being used for the byte data type for the second time. Obviously, short is bigger than byte. You are saying that, okay, let me assign the bigger data type to the smaller data type. Right. It is just like, see, if you have a water bottle, the capacity of the water bottle is 1 liter. Let us say that there is 1 liter of water inside this water bottle. Okay, what you want to say, hey macha, do one thing. Okay, please ensure that you are filling all this water inside this 100 ml cup. So you have an 100 ml cup. Let me take that. You have 100 ml cup. You are saying fill all the 1 liter of water into this 100 ml cup. The moment I say, you will ask me, right? You will ask me, how is it even possible? Okay, this is holding this, the size of this water bottle is 1 liter, and you are having 1 liter of water, capacity is 1 liter of water. You want me to fill this water in the 100 ml glass. Is it really possible? There will be overflow, right? Same thing you are doing it here. Okay, when you have a value 100 that is getting assigned to the variable of short data type, when you have a value 100 that is already assigned to the variable of short data type, and again you are using the same variable to get assigned to the byte data type. It is not possible. Making sense, everyone? Sudhir, Srikanth, everyone? Understandable?
Yeah.
Now let's see another example. Let us see 4 more examples for the better understanding. Every time we do not have to do what we call it as, we do not have to trace these things every time. Now you tell me, the same hotel, okay, there is an item called upma. The price of the upma is what? 50. Okay, and again there is an item called what? There is an item called veg biryani. The price of veg biryani is something like around 250. Now let me take it as 100 only. Okay, now if I'm saying system.out.println plus veg biryani, what is the answer now? Think and tell me. So if you are getting any confusion, let me place it here. Sometimes what you are thinking could be right only, but think and tell me. Okay, always try to understand. Okay, is there any data type? Yes, there is a data type. Also, what is it?
150.
150, right? Okay, let us try to do is giving 150 or not. We have solved these problems yesterday, but we are doing the combination of byte and short. Okay, 150. Now you tell me, okay, if I add another variable here, total, the name of the variable is total. Okay, I want to assign a value which is say the arithmetic operation of upma plus B biryani or veg biryani. Okay, now I want to do what? I want to do total. Okay, but instead of integer, I want to apply short here. Now tell me what is the answer?
Error.
Error. What kind of error is it? Possibly lossy conversion. Why we are getting error in this case? You have understood now? Whenever you are doing an arithmetic operation, especially the operator that you are choosing. In this case, so this is the plus operator. Okay? Let me take this and put it here. What operator we are choosing? You are choosing the plus operator. So whenever you are choosing a plus operator to perform arithmetic operation, okay, the compiler will check the data types of the two operands. Okay, Upma is assigned to byte. Upma says I am a byte data type. Veg biryani says I am a short data type. But still no issues. It will also check. Okay, let's see if the resultant value is assigned to integer or not. But here the resultant value is assigned to short data type. That's why you get error. Okay, this always the plus operator, the arithmetic operator will expect what? Will expect the integer in the right hand side as well as in the left hand side, or else the resultant value has to be of integer data type. If this condition is satisfying, no issues. If this is getting violated, you will have an issue. Okay, having said this, let me run this once again. Java C space a.java. Okay, incompatible types, possibly logic conversion from int to short. Okay, what does it really mean? It should be int, but you are using short. And look at this. Look at the arrow mark. Arrow mark is towards the operator, plus operator. Right? Expectations is not met. That's the reason we are getting an error. Let us see another example. Think carefully and answer this to me. Now you got the complete picture. Think carefully and answer this to me. These things are discussed yesterday. Now tell me what is the answer?
150.
Why 150?
Long is bigger than.
Yeah, longer is bigger than integer. Correct. Either you can use int or bigger than int. The int is bigger than long is bigger than int. So this is also accepted. Either you can use int abba, here you can use int. Accepted. Okay, this plus operator will see the resultant value, the resultant variable is assigned to the integer data type or not. Accepted. If not, greater than int, which is what? Long. Both are accepted. Both are possible combinations. Okay, now let us say if you're saying this. Now think and tell me. Okay. So you are visiting a hotel and the waiter says the price of upma is 115. Accidentally, he says 115. Okay, and when you are making the bill payment, the bill has been generated for 150. There is an hearing mistake here. Okay, you have misheard this. Okay, the waiter says it is 150 only, but you have assumed it as 115 instead of 150. So while making the bill, it is found to be 150. Okay, system dot out dot println. Okay, now you tell me if I try to print upma, what value you will get?
150.
150. Let us show. So don't get any panic or don't get any confusion. If you get a question like this, just try to do the tracing. So we have discussed these things already, how the tracing looks like. Okay. First of all, consider this statement. The statement has all the possible things, all the required things. You have the data type, valid, followed by you have variable name, valid, followed by you have the value, valid. Okay. So the first statement is completely valid. Look at the second statement. Because of the first statement, okay, 115 will get assigned to what? 115 will get directly assigned to the variable upma. Okay, upma is the variable, right? Name of the variable upma. Now look at the second statement. Again, what you are doing, you are using the same variable and you are using another value. You are assigning another value here to the same variable. 115 becomes 150. This is also valid because it is not considered as a duplication. In the second line, what you are doing, variable equal to value. This is completely valid. This will not be considered as a duplication because this concept is called as what? This concept is called as reassigning values. Reassigning values to the same variable. Reassigning the values to the same variable. You can use the data type, you can declare the data type only once. Later that you can play with the variable and the value over and over again. It's up to you. It's up to you. Having said this, so this is valid, and if just tell me if I am again doing upma equal to upma plus 100, what is the answer now?
250.
250, right? So what I am doing it here, I have just declared it only once. Later on, I keep on reassigning the values over and over again. What is happening here? Okay. I'm sorry, this is my mistake only. Again, I am using plus operator here. Clear? Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Plus
Int division.
it should be what? It should be int. So it should be int. Now it is valid, na?
Yes, sir.
Now this is okay. Again, this is not valid. Why this is not valid? Upma is already declared here. People, are you able to follow me? Everyone. Only Sudhir is following, or I can expect Purnima is following, Srikanth is following. Everyone are able to follow what I am trying to say, what I am trying to convey. Purnima, Lakshmi, Srikanth is there. Are able to understand what I am trying to say? Let me repeat it once again. Whenever you find plus operator, keep only one thing in mind. Okay, if there is a plus operator, please make sure that the resultant values of integer data type. First thing. Second thing is, okay, even though I do that, in this case there is a duplication. Upma is already declared and it is declared for short variable. Okay, what I have to do, instead of upma I can say special upma, S upma. Okay, now you think and tell me what is the answer now.
150, sir.
150 only, no? Java C space a dot Java, Java space a 150, because you are directly assigning the value that is inside the variable upma. Upma was found to be 115. Later it was changed to 150. Okay, and there is a variable name called super upma. Special upma. Special upma is what? Upma plus 100. So 250. This value is 250. But you are accessing upma only. Upma is what? 150. That's why you get 150 in the console. Right? The people who are not understanding this, they don't stay silent. We take another file. As 33 file. So this is the program list. Okay. The first line, the main thread. Okay. Upma is a variable name. 115 is assigned there. Okay. Now this is meant for upma. Okay. The first line is completed. Okay. Second line. So you are doing the reassigning test. You are reassigning a new value. So 150 becomes 115 becomes 150. Okay. The third line, what you are doing, and you have a value. First calculate the value. Value is found to be what? Upma plus 100. What is the latest value inside the upma variable? 150 is the latest value. So what is this upma and all you are thinking? Don't think like that. So just for the understanding, I am saying upma 150 plus 100. Okay, this is going to give what? 250. 50. After the evaluation, this value would be stored inside the variable name super S upma. Right? S upma. S upma is what? 250. Okay, and the variable is what? Yes. Okay, what you want to print in the console? You want to print only upma in the console. What is the value inside the upma? So here you have upma. Inside upma, the latest value, the updated value is 150. So that's why 150 is getting displayed in the console. Okay. That's why we are getting 150 in the console. Okay. Let us see other examples. So there are so many examples where it will create a lot of confusion. Now you tell me, guys. Out.println. Now you tell me what is the answer.
Only 100.
100 will be the answer. Okay, good. Answer is going to be 100 only. Okay, now you tell me, right? Now you tell me what is the answer.
0.
Okay, so but the problem here is 0 will not be coming. We will get an error. I will tell you why you will get an error. Okay, Upma might not have been initialized. Don't create any confusion. Now we always think you will be dealing with two types of variables. Let me copy this code. Let me paste it in the paint screen. You always remember, in the real-time application, you will always deal with two types of variables. When I say two types of variables, one is local variable, second one is what? Class level variable. If I ask you, hey, can you tell me what kind of variable is this? Can you tell me what kind of variable is this? If I ask you, Upma is a variable, what kind of variable is this? You should be able to say, sir, this is a local variable. Why this is a local variable? Because you have declared this variable inside a method. Whenever a variable is declared inside the method, that will be localized. You can call it as what variable? Local variable. Okay? And another thing, at times you will also declare a variable inside the class but outside the method. Okay? For example, you declare a variable like this. Okay? You declare a variable like this. If I ask you, hey, what kind of variable is this? You would say this is a variable and it is also called as what? This is class level variable. Because this is the class thing. This is inside the class, outside the method. Okay. Always ensure, please ensure that you can just give the declaration outside the class. No issues. Okay. There is a concept called E. Okay. I. A. D stands for declaration. Okay. I stands for initialization. Okay, and A stands for accessing. DIA. So this DIA is applicable for the local variables. What do you really mean? What do you really mean? Okay, so let us understand. If you declare a variable like short Upma, so this is just a declaration. This is what? This is D, just a declaration. And if you say in the next line, if you say Upma equal to 100, okay, this is what I is what? Initialization. And then you say system.out.println, okay, is equal to what? Upma. Okay, this is what? This is accessing. So this is applicable only for the local variables. It should follow this hierarchy. When you declare, you have to initialize. When you initialize, you may or you may not access. What does it really mean? Let me show that for you. Okay. Here I have just done the declaration. I can say it as D. And here I have done what? I have done the accessing. D is there, A is there, but I is missing. Initialization is missing, not accepted. When you declare it, make sure that you are initializing it as well. For example, Upma is declared, variable is declared. Make sure that you are initializing a value for that variable Upma equal to 100. Okay, I. So D is there, I is there, A is there. In declaration, initialization, then only you can access. This is applicable only for what variables? Only for the local variables. First of all, if I give any variable, identify whether this is a local variable or class level variable. What you would say, sir, this is a local variable because it is inside the method. If it is a local variable, it has to follow 3 rules. First rule is what? You can perform the declaration like short Upma equal to 100. In this case, you are performing both declaration and initialization. D and I is happening in the same places. Later, you can access this or you may not access this. Okay. If you want to break it down like this, you can also do like this. You can declare it, you can initialize it in the second line. Later, you can access it. And if I try to execute this, now focus here. It is following the DIA pattern. You will get the output. There will be no issues. And again. Let me remove this. Let me remove this piece of line. If I ask you, is it valid or invalid? Okay. It is same like you have done declaration, you have done initialization. Okay, it is same like this code is same like this code, similar to this code. This code is just similar to what? just similar to this code, which is what? Short upma equal to 100. Both are same. This code is same as this code. In this code, I mean, in the right hand side, you are performing D and I in the same line, declaration and initialization. But here you are doing in the different lines. Declaration is happening here, initialization is happening here. But this is the pattern. If you are declaring it, then only you can initialize it. After initializing it, then only you can access it. Making sense? For example, if I say, okay, if I try to use the same code, okay, if I have just done the declaration, no issues. Until and unless you are not accessing the variables, you will not get any errors. It is completely valid. You have just declared it. So it is completely valid. You will get outputs as an empty. Just declaring is completely valid. But if you try to access it, you try to use system.out.println, and if you are trying to access this variable, what else you have to check? Hey, I have declared this. Completely fine. I'm trying to access this. It is also fine. But where is the initialization? DIA, only D and A is there. I is missing. That's why you're getting this error. What the compiler will say when you do this? Hey, you have done the declaration. Initialization is missing. I is missing here. So in the local, especially in the local variable, if you're trying to access it, you should keep an eye for the initialization. Is there any initialization before accessing? Upma is getting access. It is a variable name, but there is no initialization. Okay, DI pattern is missing. I is missing. Okay, when you ensure, okay, Upma equal to 1000. Okay, now declaration is completed. Okay, initialization is also completed. Okay, and you are able to access it. In this case, it is valid. This is applicable only for the local variables. When I say local variables, you should follow DIA pattern. What is DIA? Declaration, initialization, and accessing. And you cannot do like this. You cannot do initialization first, and you cannot do declaration second. You cannot, what we call it as, violate this sequence. It should always be DIA. It should not be any other thing. If I do this, again I will get error. Java C space a.java. If you do this, cannot find the symbol. You are saying Upma in the first line itself, compiler will be very much confused. To give this code to compiler, do you think that compiler will create a lot of confusion? It is going to get confused. Okay, it will struck here only. Array, you are using a variable Upma, but where is the data type? Data type is missing. Okay, compiler will tell you directly from here only. It will state the error. What kind of error? Okay, cannot find symbol. It is not able to identify what kind of variable is this. What kind of data type is this? Okay, now you tell me. Having said this, okay, so just always remember this DIA pattern. Always remember this DIA pattern. Having said this, if I try to do something like, let me do it like, okay. Now you answer. Now you tell me what is the answer. Short Upma. Okay, value of Upma is 100. Now you tell me what is the answer. Is it valid or invalid? Just tell me. Anyone? Just think whether it is following DIA or not.
Not following DIA.
Not following DIA. Why it is not following? You have done the declaration, but before initializing it, you are trying to access it. You are doing, instead of DIA, you are doing DAI. Completely opposite. Okay, so with respect to local variables, always remember local variables need to follow this pattern, DIA pattern, but you are making your own pattern which is DAI. Invalid. So what error will be getting? See, invalid. Variable Upma might not have been initialized because the compiler is breaking here only. You are trying to access before initializing it. Execution will happen sequentially from top to bottom. Okay, in this line, it will not identify what kind of value is assigned to this variable. So that's why error, not initialized error. You have initialized it after that, after this line. But the compiler is breaking here only. Okay, now you tell me. Now you tell me what is the answer.
Error.
Again invalid. This is why invalid. It is you are making your own pattern. D is there, A is there, I is there. I mean D is there, A is there, I is there, and again A is there. DAI, DAIA should be DIA, and you have followed DAI. Invalid, because the compiler will break here only. It is going to break whatever you do. Making sense? So this is applicable only for what variables? This DIA principle is applicable only for the local variables, not the class level variables. Because class level variables is going to behave what? Is going to behave differently. So now you tell me. Okay, here I am taking it 1000. Here I am taking it here upma equal to 100. Now I am doing upma. Any idea? Is valid or invalid, or do you don't know? Not sure? Let me run this. Java C space head. See, in the local variable again. In the local variable, if you cannot just use the variable. This is also one of the interviews question. Focus here. I will list it out one by one. See. Okay. So this variables, this is a local variable. Inside the local variable, so this combination is correct. Okay. This combination is what we call it as what? Declaration combination. In the declaration combinations, you have data type, okay, and you have what? You have variable name. You have identifier or variable. Variable. This combination is valid. And again, so the system.out.println direct value you are trying to print, no issues. So in this case, you are just using the variable name, but you are not assigning any value. If you are assigning any value, that will come under reassignation. Okay. If you want to use this variable as a duplicate once again, you should complete that with a value. You cannot keep it incomplete. What I was saying in the previous classes, I was saying if you say T equal to 10 rupees, tomorrow you are increasing the price of T, make sure that the price is getting increased. So you are using that variable once again to do some reassignation or to make some changes. Make sure that the value is assigned. Without assigning a value, if you are just keeping like this will become invalid. If you are using it once again, it has to be used for reassignation, not to just keep it like that. It will not be considered as a statement. It will not be considered even as a statement in Java. Making sense? Everyone? Able to understand? So what is reassigning? Okay. Today you will be having biryani abba. Okay. The price of biryani is going to be what? Something like a bite biryani. So you have opened a hotel. You want to supply biryani. Okay. After that you are deciding the price of biryani is what? The price of biryani is going to be 150. This is fine. Okay. You are initializing it. I mean, you are declaring it. Later you are doing initialization. Okay. But what is not fine? You are declaring it, and if you want to use this variable name once again, make sure that it is initialized. Make sure it is getting initialized. Okay. Make sure it is getting initialized to some value. Without initialization, if you just keep it like this is not acceptable in Java, especially for the local variables. That's why you're getting this error. It should be complete. It should be initialized because you're using that variable again for reassigning. And if you're taking that variable and if you're not performing any reassignation, Java will think, are you mad or what? That's why you're getting this error here. For this, upma is declared, but you have taken this variable name to initialize it, but you're keeping it just like this. It will not be considered as a statement. Making sense, everyone? If you are using online computer, practicing this every day, these things will become very clear. Okay, now let us understand about the variable. Now you tell me if I do short, if you get knocked out of the meeting room, rejoin. Okay, I say short e equal to 100. Now just tell me whether this is a local variable or not. What kind of variable is this? Hello, am I audible? Is this local variable or not? Or answer in the chat box. Is it local variable or not? Screen is not visible. Huh?
Screen is not visible.
Okay. What I was asking you, now you tell me whether this is a local variable or not. Is it local variable? Okay, so
Class variable.
this is class level variable because you are declaring this variable outside the method but inside a class level variables. So in the class level variables, you do not have to follow DIA pattern. Okay, class level variable will just allow you to do what? Declaration and initialization. You cannot perform accessing. When I say you cannot perform accessing, only you can access, only you will be having access to these variables inside a method. In the class level, you can do only D and I, declaration initialization. So this is valid. Class D is valid. I have just declared it. Class level just declared it. Let me take a static keyword here. I will tell you why I'm taking static keyword in the future classes. Let me do system.out.println. Okay. Let me access this variable T. Okay. Now the default value concept will come into the picture. Don't you think so? What would be the answer now?
0.
0. Why 0? Because you need to identify what kind of variable is this. Okay, it has been found to be what? It has been found to be the local variable. See, I mean class level variable. Okay. For class level variable, if you forgot initialization, no issues. Default value will be printed on the console. The default value for the short data type is what? 0. Okay. And again, if you take the same variable name inside locally, I am taking the same variable name. In the local, I am taking 12. Okay, T is a variable name, and this is also T is a variable name. Now, what value will be printed on the console?
12.
12 will be printed because always the priority will be given to the local variable. If you don't have any variable in the name of T, then the priority will be given to the class level variable. And if you even don't have in the class also, you will get error. Okay, T is a variable that should be declared locally or in the class level. It will check in the local. If it is not identified in the local, it will check in the class level. If it is identified, that value will be declared. And if you see there is no initialization. So in this case, only default value will come into the picture. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So okay, now default value is applicable only for the class level variable, not the local variable. Always remember to ensure this. Okay, what else example I can give it for you now? Can I take any other example? Okay, now you tell me the answer. Copy this. I think I have covered all the concepts. I will give you some int here. Int is very simple for the local variable.
Sunset.
Hello? 12. Yes.
Sunset.
Yes. Who is that? Now, for any local variable, okay, always follow this rule. What is that rule? DIA. Firstly, if any variable is declared, your job is to identify whether it is a local variable or class level variable. If it is a local, always ensure that it is following DIA. So declaration, initialization, and accessing. Okay. If it is class level, it can just be declared. It can just be declared. For class level, either it can be declared or it can be both declared and initialized. No issues. It can just be declared, it can be declared and initialized. But when you talk about the default values are always applicable for what variables? It is always applicable for the class level variables. The interview question they would ask you, default values are applicable for what kind of variables? It is applicable only for what? The class level variables. In the real-time application, I was telling you, right? In the real-time application, this concept is used in the real time. Everywhere it is used. Real-time application, you have any UI screen, you have any form like that. Let us say that the form is like capturing what? Capturing the age, capturing the end user age. Okay, there is a tab called age tab, and he has to fill the age. You as a backend developer, okay, you will catch these variables by using the class level variables. You create a class and you collect the age. Let us say the name of the class is age. You collect this age by using the variables of class level. You take a variable in the class like short age equal to, right, whatever the variable, whatever the value that the end user is giving here, that you will collect. But what kind of variable that you will choose to catch this? You will always choose the class level variables, because only when you choose a class level variable, if the end user is not what is doing, if the end user is not giving any values and is proceeding with the submit button, okay, you can capture the default value. Okay, it will never come as an empty thing. That's why default values are will always be captured. That's why all the information that is sent in the UI forms, all the information that is sent in the UI forms or the front end forms will always has to be captured by using the class level variables in Java, because default values concepts are applicable only for the class level variables. You cannot create a method and you cannot later collecting this, you can perform manipulations. After collecting this, let us say that the end user says his age is 25. Okay. After collecting this, you can perform the manipulations on this data by using methods. But it should be collected only through class level. Right? So this is all about the short data type. I think I have covered all the possible interview questions. Nothing else. That's it, guys. So this is all about short data type, guys. So